Listen, man, I get it. You don't want to leave. If you did, you'd already be gone. But something isn't sitting right with you. You feel like you're constantly fighting for scraps of attention, respect, or even basic effort. And deep down, you know this isn't how it's supposed to be. But most men don't leave relationships because they're comfortable, not happy, just comfortable. And that comfort traps you in a cycle where you keep lowering your standards, making excuses, and hoping she'll change. But what if I told you she's not going to change? That this, what you're feeling right now, is your reality if you stay. So today, I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to lay out exactly when you know it's time to walk away. No sugarcoating, no wishful thinking, just straight facts from years of experience, both personal and working with guys like you. Point 1. She takes you for granted. Respect isn't something you should have to ask for. It should be automatic. In the beginning, she saw you. She admired you, valued you, made you feel like you mattered. She laughed at your jokes, actually listened when you talked, and made an effort to show up for you. But now, it's different. You're the one always reaching out, the one always trying to keep the connection alive. You barely get a good morning text, and if you bring it up, she flips it on you, like you're the problem for expecting basic effort. But man, you should never have to convince someone to care. A woman who truly values you won't just say she does, she'll prove it with her actions. And if she stopped showing up for you, if her effort has disappeared while yours has doubled, that's not love. That's a one-sided deal, and you deserve better. Point 2. She never owns her mistakes. Ever had one of those arguments where no matter what happens, you end up apologizing? You bring up something that's bothering you, and somehow, by the end of the conversation, she's flipped it on you. You're the bad guy, you're the one overreacting, and she's the victim. Sound familiar? That's not normal, man. That's not love. That's manipulation. A real relationship is built on accountability. Two people who can own their mistakes, learn from them, and grow together. But if she refuses to take responsibility, if every issue turns into a blame game, if she makes excuses, gaslights you, or plays the victim every time she messes up, then guess what? Nothing is ever going to change. A woman who can't say, "I was wrong, I'll do better," isn't capable of a real partnership. And without accountability, there's no progress. There's just you, stuck in a cycle of frustration, trying to fix something that she won't even admit is broken. Point 3. She's emotionally checked out. You can feel it. She's there, but she's not really there. She used to ask about your day, actually listen, actually care. Now, conversations feel forced. She barely looks up from her phone. The warmth is gone, the effort is gone, and intimacy, forget about it. But she won't leave, because having you around is comfortable. You provide stability, security, maybe even financial support, but emotionally, she's already gone. And that's the harsh truth, man. You're not her man anymore. You're a safety net. Maybe she's waiting for something better. Maybe she's just scared to be alone. Either way, if she's mentally checked out, the relationship is already over. So don't sit around hoping she'll wake up one day and suddenly appreciate you again. If she's done putting in effort, you need to be the one to walk away. Point 4. She doesn't support your growth. A real woman wants to see you win. She pushes you, encourages you, makes you feel unstoppable. When you talk about your goals, she listens. She believes in you, sometimes even more than you believe in yourself. But if she belittles your ambitions, mocks your ideas, or acts like your growth is a threat, that's a problem. Instead of celebrating your progress, she downplays it. Instead of supporting you, she makes you feel like you're too much, too ambitious, too focused, too driven. And let's be real, she's not actually upset about your growth. She's afraid that if you level up, you'll realize you deserve better. And she's right, because the right woman sees your success as our success. If she's holding you back instead of lifting you up, it's not a partnership, it's a cage. And the only way to grow is to walk away. Point 5. You're afraid to be honest with her. You should never feel like you have to walk on eggshells around the woman you love. If every conversation feels like a potential landmine where one wrong word sets her off, that's not love, that's control. A real relationship is built on trust, on open communication. You should be able to speak your mind without bracing for a fight. But if every honest conversation turns into an argument, if you find yourself constantly filtering your words just to keep the peace, that's a problem. Because at that point, it's not a partnership, it's a power struggle. And if she can't handle the truth without flipping it on you, without shutting down, without making you feel like the villain, then you're not in a relationship. You're in a cage, and the only way to breathe again is to get out. Point 6. You're doing all the work. A relationship is supposed to be a two-way street, but if you're the one always planning the dates, starting the conversations, fixing the problems, and keeping things together while she just coasts, man, that's not a relationship. That's a job, and you're the only one clocking in. A one-sided relationship is a dead end. She should be meeting you halfway, not sitting back while you do all the emotional labor. Effort isn't something you should have to beg for. It should be natural. If she's not willing to put in the work, then she's telling you exactly how much this relationship matters to her. And if she doesn't value it enough to invest in it, then why should you? Point 7. You've lost yourself. Look in the mirror. Do you still recognize the man staring back at you? The confident, driven, ambitious guy you used to be? Or have you slowly chipped away at yourself, your goals, your passions, your standards, just to keep her happy? A relationship should add to your life, not drain you. It should make you stronger, not leave you exhausted from constantly proving your worth. But if you've lost your spark, your motivation, your sense of self, it's because you've been bending over backward for someone who doesn't even appreciate it. Man, it's time to take your power back. Stop shrinking yourself to fit into a relationship that isn't feeding your soul. You weren't put on this earth to be half of yourself just to make someone else comfortable. Get back to you. Listen, brother, love is not enough. You can love her with everything you've got, but if she's not willing to meet you in the middle, it will never work. A relationship should feel like a partnership, not a burden. If you're constantly feeling unappreciated, unheard, and undervalued, you owe it to yourself to leave. And I know it's hard. I know you've invested time, energy, and maybe even years into this, but you need to ask yourself, is staying really better than leaving? Or are you just afraid of starting over? Because I promise you, the pain of leaving is temporary. The pain of staying in a dead-end relationship, that lasts a lifetime. So be the man who chooses himself, who refuses to settle for anything less than a partner who respects, values, and wants to be with him. Because once you do that, you won't have to chase love. You'll attract the kind of woman who sees your worth. And that, my friend, is the relationship you actually deserve.